I'd like to call the meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen, the first meeting of 2026, to order, and ask you to begin by adopting the agenda that we have a few additions to. If you will add at 3A3, request permission to accept ownership of a vehicle seized by the Metro Narcotics Division of the Oxford Police Department pursuant to agreed order of forfeiture. If you would add at 3A4, request permission to declare a vehicle surplus in the Metro Narcotics Division of the Oxford Police Department and authorize its disposal. And then if you will add at 9D, to consider a request from Montgomery Martin Contractors to approve a lane shift on Molly Bar Road at the Chelsea Loft project. With those additions, I believe, is that it? Okay. All right, do I have a motion to accept the agenda with those additions?
We approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, it has been a wonderful start to the new year. An unprecedented football season is always a good way to end a year and start a new one, and I know that we'll all be cheering for the Rebels on Thursday night. Holly Jolly Holidays has come to a close. I know much to the chagrin of kids who are now back in school, but probably to a lot of joy to people that work in building and grounds and at M Trade Park and at Visit Oxford. It was a success once again, and so thank you seriously to Visit Oxford, to M Trade Park, and to our facilities management crews for being out there and keeping it up and going. The legislative session in Jackson kicked off today, so I'll start spending a lot of time in Jackson beginning next week and telling our story of enormous growth and asking them to continue to invest in the economic driver of the north half of the state. In other good news, since the construction of the new Baptist Memorial Hospital facility began in 2014, the city has been working diligently to accomplish a roadway connection between Oxford Way and Belt Boulevard. Exponential growth along Old Taylor Road and South Lamar Boulevard has created a need for a new north-south connection that will help alleviate vehicular and pedestrian traffic. The city and Baptist have recently come to an agreement on a proposed route through Baptist property that will serve future needs for both parties for decades to come. Baptist has graciously agreed to donate the property needed to construct a new roadway that will extend from the current roundabout on Oxford Way north to Belt Boulevard near its current intersection across from Nicole Lane. The roadway will include a 10-foot wide multi-use path that will serve cyclists and pedestrians and provide a much-needed alternate route for thousands of residents to South Oxford commuting to and from the university and Oxford proper. The roadway is a valuable piece in the city's long-range transportation plan, which aims to advance the city's aging transportation infrastructure with its future growth needs. And construction will be forthcoming. I am not crazy enough to put a date on that right now. So with that report, I would ask you to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on December the 16th.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ask for permission to approve the accounts of all city departments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Rhonda, if you want to give us a November budget report.
In your packet, you have a full report. I'm not going to go through any numbers unless you have specific questions. It's for the first 2 months of the fiscal year. All funds are stable and in good shape. Any variances are consistent with normal fiscal year pacing. So we're pacing along as we've planned. And so unless anybody has any questions about any specific numbers.
Any questions?
Not at this time.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Next on our agenda is request approval of a financial settlement services addendum with GovDeals. Rhonda?
Sure. So our current deal with GovDeals, we put our surplus equipment out. Currently, how it works, if we sell something for $100, we've got to pay GovDeals a 7.5% fee. So we basically get $92.50. They've come back and proposed, they do all the work, they charge the buyer a 12.5% fee. That's on top of the purchase price, $100. So we get our $100, they do all the administrative stuff, we get basically, it's a better deal for us. They take all the administrative burden. All we do is transfer the title to them. So I'm asking for approval to make that change in that contract.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Ask you to consider the consent agenda with the 2 additions.
Motion to consider the consent agenda with additions. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, our next item is discussion regarding Cedar Oaks Guild assuming financial responsibility for Cedar Oaks as of February 1st. So as everybody in this room, I think, is aware, the city and the Cedar Oaks Guild reached an agreement in October to deed the Cedar Oaks home to the Guild. Since that time, the Guild has been working diligently with their attorney to secure the needed documents to complete that transfer, and they're still working on it. Since the agreement in October, the city's continued to pay all monthly expenses of the home, although it's only being utilized by the Guild. We can't continue to pay for a home just for a single user, but our intentions have not changed at all. Our intention is still to deed the house to the Cedar Oaks Guild. Depending on the season, the monthly expenses of the house are anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 just for the general contracts that we have in place. And so I'm recommending that we ask the Cedar Oaks Guild to assume those operating costs at a monthly fee of $1,500 beginning February 1st, with our intention still being as soon as they can get the needed paperwork that is, it's required by statute. It's not something we're requiring. It's required by statute for us to be able to deed the home. But until that time that they are prepared to accept it, I would propose that we charge $1,500 a month for all of the contracts that are in place for general maintenance of the home.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Consider quotes for the City Hall roof repairs for the coating and repair of the copper areas. Greg?
Yeah, this would be in your package, you have several quotes and numbers there. This just covers the copper areas. We have done the shingles several years ago. We have a 20-year warranty on that. It was with the company that got the lowest quote on these 2. And this was just a project that I wanted to suggest while we're doing the renovations to just completely feel safe about the roof and protecting the money that we put into City Hall.
We got a good number of leaks that come in every time it rains hard. If anyone would like to come take a walk through,
And
Greg can
this
give you
covers repair work of 3 locations that are major leaks too, so.
Move we approve.
What's the, I'm just curious.
I would suggest the 20-year, that's
Yeah.
what we went
There's only
with.
$18,000 difference between the 20 and the 10. And I'm just curious, what is that? Is it what they coat it with, or?
I don't think there's any difference in the coatings, it's just their liability for those extra years that.
I move we approve the 20-year.
That's only $1,800 a year. So I second.
All right.
All right.
Then I'll let the previous motion and second die. We'll go with the
20 year.
this 20-year motion and second. All in favor? Any opposed?
This is non-budgeted, so it'd have to be reallocated.
We are going to count on you to find that in your budget.
All right.
Thank you, sir. All right. Request permission to approve a parade assembly permit for Casa North Mississippi to host a 5K and Kids Fun Run on March 28th from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m.
So
Chief?
moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to approve a parade assembly permit for the Oxford-Lafayette County Chamber of Commerce to host a 5K, 10K, and Kids Fun Run on April 25th, 2026 from 4 a.m. until 12 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Good work. Second reading and public hearing of ordinance enlarging, extending, and defining the corporate limits and boundaries of the city of Oxford, Lafayette County, Mississippi. Ben?
We've not received any comments since the first reading. The only thing that I will bring to your attention is we have verified the legal description of the property, or at least of the boundaries. Everything is in place at this point.
All right, as this is a second reading and public hearing, is there anyone who would like to speak on this? All right, hearing none. Board, would you like to proceed with a vote tonight or have a third reading?
I move we vote, and I will move to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Consider bids for the multi-space parking meters downtown Oxford Square project. Mark?
So we received 3 bids for the multi-space project, and after reviewing them closely, 2 of those bids are considered non-responsive. They didn't meet the Mississippi bid law requirements, specifically because they didn't have contractor's license. So that left us with 1 qualified bid. McKay Meters, the bid amount was $395. That's for the equipment and installation, and I included the bid tab in your packet. So just a quick reminder on the background, our current meter system, we have 300 individual single-space meters. This project would remove about 200 of those meters and replace them with 112 meters that would cover multiple spaces. But there are a lot of advantages to that system, which we've been over, y'all been through. Having said that, because we only received 1 qualified bid and it was over budget, right now we're recommending to reject these bids. And I would like to take up in a lot more detail at the January 26th work session, an alternate plan where we think we could reduce the meters maybe even more than 112 and have even fewer.
Yeah.
So, and go
Get us
through.
back closer to budget.
So recommend rejecting this today.
Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Consider proposal from Haworth and Associates for architectural services for modifications to the out transit building.
So Haworth did the original building. They did the second expansion. This is the third expansion. Donna's requesting 300 square foot roughly adding a second floor for 300 square feet, or 3,000 square feet, excuse me. The design is not to exceed amount of $12,000, and it would be funded by the 539 grant.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Permission to advertise for the out facility training room.
Same thing, just following up, ask for permission once we get the designs complete.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Second reading and public hearing of proposed changes to Article 4, Section 114-40, sewer connection fees, Code of Ordinances. John?
Yeah, so recall last year, we intended to do the water and sewer at the same time. Through a clerical error on my part, we only did the water. So what we're doing is coming back and doing the sewer separately. What this does is it changes the policies on the cost of sewer tap fees, brings them more in line with what our material and labor costs are now. And it also changes the policy on how those connections are made.
Well, and this is a second reading and public hearing. Is there anyone who would like to speak on this proposed ordinance change? Okay, hearing none. Board, would you wish to vote tonight or have a third reading?
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consider a contract with Eagle Specialty for traffic signal maintenance for January 6, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. John?
Yes, Mr. Larry Frauner is the guy that comes in and maintains and fixes our traffic signals. He usually is in Oxford 2 or 3 times a week, does a good job, and we hope to continue his services for another year.
So moved.
I will second if you'll go at College Hill, Jackson, Ole Miss Drive, Jackson, and fix that timing where it
Okay,
switches.
I'm making a note of it right now.
Yeah. Pope knows what I'm talking about.
Seems a bit like a personal request attached to a motion, but I'm a silly man.
Okay.
All right, so we've got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to accept the low bid for the Anderson Road water distribution improvements.
Yes, this project will lay a new water main from Pat Patterson Parkway and West Oxford Loop up the hill to Heritage Drive along Anderson Road, where we've recently purchased a site for a new elevated water tank. 20-inch big pipe needed anyway, so might as well go ahead and do it now while we have some MCWI funds left that we need to spend before September the 30th.
So move.
Second. All in favor? Any opposed? And then we've got the addition at 9D. Consider a request from Montgomery Martin Contractors to approve a lane shift on Molly Bar Road at the Chelsea Lofts project. John?
Yes, they need to set a crane in the roadway to hang some steel on the new buildings there. And in order to do that, they're going to have to move the 2 lanes of traffic over because they're going to have to take up the bike lane plus some. And the work is supposed to take them 2 to 3 days, and we're hoping we can get them finished by this weekend. So next week, when everything's kind of back to normal, they're gone and done.
It's supposed to be rain.
They can work in the rain.
Yep. So rather get it done these 3 days
Yeah.
before everybody's
We
back.
agree.
Hopefully half of Oxford will be in Arizona, so. All right, motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, I'll now ask the board to consider an executive session. And I
Move we
think
consider
that's just the second meeting you've ever done.
Jason?
5:14?
Oh, no, I've been at 5 now.